guys, welcome back to the channel. So for May, our May project is going to be a table runner. Now, Peggy had sent me a table runner that she wanted to do. I'm going to show it to you. It's right here. Isn't that cute? Very 4th of July. However, you need a machine that does a zigzag stitch. All I own are straight stitch machines, so I don't have one because I don't know if you can be able to see them. All these strips are sewn together. They're zigzag together. If you've ever made a jelly roll rug, it's going to be very similar to that. So I could not figure out a good way that was going to work to do this with just a straight stitch machine without it being a tremendous amount of work. So I decided to do this table runner instead. So we're going to make this one instead. However, she did send some directions for this table runner, and it's called a stuffed strips table runner. And so I am going to include a copy of these in a link down below in the description. And she also sent a little hot pad, so you can see. Very patriotic, very cute. Now she did, because she couldn't explain it, she did send me a strip that she had started working on to show how it's done. So it looks like this is cut at 1 inch. This is batting. Then you cut your fabric at, I believe it's 2.5 inch. And you just encase it in there, and then you zigzag stitch this all the way down. Then once you have that zigzag stitched all the way down, you zigzag stitch your next strip to each other. And that is how she did. You can see where the white and blue goes together, and then the white, or the blue and the white, and then the white and the red, and they're just zigzagged together. So it's kind of like a quilt as you go almost. But like I said, I don't have a zigzag machine that'll do zigzag stitches. And I couldn't figure, I mean, I could have probably done a straight stitch, but I would have had to do a lot of folding to get these raw edges inside. Plus my batting would have been a lot smaller, and it just was going to be very, very time consuming. So I will leave the instructions to this down below though. And that way, if you want to try this and make this, you still can. We're going to make this one, which is made up of entirely half square triangles. Super easy. So I used a 5-inch charm pack for this quilt, and you need 48 half square triangles all together. So I used 24 prints and 24 of the background, the white. And so yeah, so let's get started and get this quilt made. I don't have a pattern name for this. I made this several years ago, and I had extra half square triangles, and I just kind of put them together, and that's what I came up with. So this is about the 3rd time I've ever made this. There may be a pattern there, and if there is, let me know in the comments, and I'll be sure to credit whoever's pattern it is, because like I said, it's just something that kind of came out of here. All right, let's get started. Okay, so for this table runner, we're going to need background and prints. Here is the block that we are going for, and this is all half square triangles. So we're going to be putting 3 of these blocks in the table runner. So you will need 48 half square triangles of background and print. I'm using a charm pack, and so then I just cut some 5-inch squares, white squares for mine. Excuse me. So I drew a line from corner to corner, and I'm going to make 2 at a time. Now, if you had a different method and you wanted to do like 8 at a time, or however you want to make them, they just need to come out at 4.5 inches square. So you can use whatever half square triangle method that you want to use. I'm doing just the 2 at a time because I did use a charm pack. So let's see if we can get these sewn up. Okay, so we're just going to place these right sides together and line them up. And I'm going to stitch on both sides of the drawn line. I am on my industrial today. I've been sewing with it, and I really enjoy it. So it's going to look a little different. The camera angle and the machine's going to look a little different, but we're going to get the same effect. So I'm just going to chain piece these through. I've already got all the other ones done. I just have these 2 left to do, or 4, I guess it would be. So just line it all up. And like I said, you can chain piece all of these and it just makes it go really, really fast. And I do have to use leaders and enders on this machine because these industrial machines, if you don't hold on to the threads when you start sewing, they will suck them right down into the bobbin case and it makes a huge mess. So I just use leaders and enders. And this fabric that I picked, I had a charm tack of this. This is the stretchiest fabric I've ever seen in my life. It's been challenging, but I think it'll be fine in the end once it's quilted. So. Alright, so all we got to do is cut these in half. Now, I like to square mine after I've cut them in half and pressed them. So, if you want to do yours, you know, before, if you have like a clearly perfect slotted trimmer, you can do that after you cut these in half. So, we're just going to place our ruler right on the drawn line and slice them in half. You can see how this just pulled up a little bit. It's like, this fabric is so stretchy. I don't know where I got it or why, but anyway, all right. So there is my half square triangle. So I'm going to go get these pressed and then we'll square these up. Okay, so I'm just going to square these up. I'm using the block lock ruler. Like I said, if you had a different method, that's fine. I'm squaring these to 4.5 inches. So there's the first one. Now I've already got all the other ones done. But I was just going to do this on camera just so in case somebody out there needed to see how it was done. I don't know, maybe. If not, it won't take just a second. All right, last side. Okay, so I've got those all done. Now we get to put our block together. Okay, I had to pitch up a little higher because this block is so big. It's a big block, and I wanted to show you guys how to lay it out. So I'm using this as a guide because I will forget and have it all mixed up. So the first one goes out, and I'm just doing this scrappy. I'm just going to mix them all up. So the second one, the color goes in, and the color goes in, and then the color goes out. Let's do that one. Goes out and up. All right, and then on the second row, this color goes in. I'm going to find some different colors here, try to mix it up a little. This one goes this way. Then this one goes this way. And then I'll do a pink on this side. This goes down, okay? And then the third row. Oh, let's see. We'll do a brown. This one goes up. This one goes down. So I guess it's just kind of like alternating, you could say. This one goes down into the outside. It's kind of like a puzzle. I'm going to put a different color there. I think I'll do that color. All right, and then the last row, this is down. This one goes up. I'm going to get one of these reds. This one goes up. And we'll put a blue. And then this one goes down. Okay, so that's it. So you can kind of see we're making like a big square and a square, I guess you could call it. Right? So I'm just going to sew these. I'm going to start here and I'm going to sew the first two together in all the rows, then add the third piece, then the fourth piece. That's just what works for me. If it's easier for you to sew each row and press it and stuff, by all means do that. I just don't want to get any of these turned, and so if I pick them up like they are and stitch them, then I should be in good shape. Let's hope. Okay, so I brought you guys in a little closer so you could kind of see what I was doing as I was stitching here. So these are the first two. And I'm just going to line everything up. There's really not a whole lot of seams to match or anything when you're piecing this part of it. It actually, I was kind of surprised. There's a few, but it's not no big deal. Okay, so then I'm down on the second row and getting those two. I really wished I'd have picked different fabric. Like I said, this stuff is so stretchy. I'm going to have to starch the fire out of it. But that's okay. All right, then the third row. I thought it was my sewing machine at first, but I just worked on this quilt that I had on the wall, and it wasn't, you know, it didn't pull or stretch or anything. I mean, it was sewing fine, so I don't know. All right, fourth row. I might be able to fast forward this for you guys so it won't look like it takes as long. Okay, and I'm just going to move these over out of my way. I'm not going to turn them. Okay, and then I'm going to pick up the block that goes next to this pink one, sew it on. Like I said, I like doing mine in the rows this way because that way nothing gets turned around. It's all still attached by thread. And when I go to put the rows together, I don't have to worry about them being wonky or mixed up in the wrong position. So just keep it all lined up. Okay. All right, fourth row. All we got is one more block after this. Okay, so this is the last one, and then we can sew the rows together. This makes a gigantic block. I'll have to measure it. I think it's a 16-inch block, but I'll measure to make sure. Okay, now I'm not cutting anything apart because this way when I open this up, you can see I've still got everything in the right position, and I can just flip these over on themselves and stitch them down. So we will do that. Okay, so there she is. I had that really pretty light blue. I'm going to use that on the back as well. So I thought I'd just go ahead and do the borders in it. And you can see it turns out really cool. So you could do this in 2 colors, or I really like it in the scrappy. Looks really, really good. And yeah, so there is our table runner project. So there she is, all finished. It came out 54 by 21, and I added 3-inch borders to the tops, bottom, and the sides. So yeah, it turned out really pretty. I like it. It's very modern. Would be a great wall hanging if you wanted to do it horizontally. It would look really good. So thanks for joining me for our April project, and May project. I'm sorry, May. I think I said April earlier in the video. Anyway, I apologize. There you go. All right, I'll see you guys next month. If you want to follow me over on Facebook, check out Peggy's Quilting Group. I hang out there a lot, and be sure to post what you're working on and making. And if you have any questions, we'd love to help you. Have a great day, guys.